Hi guys, I'm making a video. Basically I wanted to talk about how the mental health system it's something I've been feeling quite strongly about recently. Not because not because I'm currently not in any treatment. I see my university counsellor once a week, but I haven't been for 3 weeks or something. But it's just something I'm really interested in and something that I have experience in, and I think I have some authority to talk about it. Basically, I wanted to talk about child to adult services, just because that's what I want to talk about. I think there is there's very much lacking in the mental health community and the services that are provided for people who have mental health problems. In England, I have no disrespect or disregard or any sort of I don't know what the word is. I don't have any bad feeling towards the NHS, because whatever anybody says about the NHS, they criticise it, in the government, the media, people on the street, everybody criticises it. And yes, there are some failings, and obviously it's going to fail sometimes, but everything fails sometimes. If you look at a more philosophical view of life, life fails because you die, but even the best institution, which is the human body, it dies. But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is that in England specifically, I don't really know much about other countries, but I know that there is a gap in other countries as well, but in specifically sort of the UK, I think mental health services for young people, for children, when you're 18, you are transferred to an adult services, regardless of whether you are ready for it. I was lucky because my psychiatrist decided that I should stay on for another half a year. But so I was 18 and a half and I got transferred over, but I was nowhere in wait. I came out of hospital the year before that, and I was only really just beginning to trust her, just beginning to put all my faith in her, and trying to work with her to do things. And suddenly there I was. She said that, "Oh, bye dude, you're going to adult services." And to be honest, I've had such a rubbish time in child. I left the services because I just wasn't getting anywhere. I wasn't getting the services I needed. For instance, last year I tried to commit suicide, and I was given no follow-up from my hospital, as I got hospitalised for that night because blah blah blah, the jazz. But the point is I didn't receive any aftercare, and had I been in child, that wouldn't have happened, because I did it before in child, and that wouldn't have happened, and it didn't happen at that point. And maybe I'm just as lucky that at that time the services were there and people were spare, but I don't think I am. I think it's more of a fundamental problem between, there isn't enough, A, there's still a massive stigma, B, it's not a normalised thing, mental health is still secretive, C, there's so many taboos with mental health, D, diagnoses are a load of bollocks, really, because, you know, every single person is different, and every single person lives their life in a different way and thinks and feels in a completely different way and are stimulated and triggered by different things, and no two people are the same. And trying to put a diagnosis on somebody's pain, I find that a very hard concept. Where am I up to? D, or E, I don't know. E, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I really forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, anyway, the fundamental point is oh yeah, this one, and D, E, I can't do the alphabet. There is a huge gap. Okay, so psychiatrists who think up the DSM, they know presumably they know about brain development and the fact that kids' brains don't develop fully until they're 25. So from the period they're born to the age of 25, 26, their brains are still developing. Therefore, a change at 18, say if you've been seeing somebody for 2 years or maybe 1 or even 2 weeks, I don't know, a change at that period of time when you're already going through such a changeable period in life, such a confusing period in your life, and quite disturbing. I think it to be changed at that age, if you've been seeing somebody since you were 11 in child services and you've worked through a lot of things and you're ready to be transferred, then yes. But why is there this divide? I mean, in my opinion, it should be, I know you'd go through the same thing well, ideally, I think my opinion would be one should transfer when one is ready, regardless of one's age. And I know you have to have, child, adult boundaries, otherwise, I don't know, there's loads of reasons why adults and children shouldn't be mixed in services, which is sort of self-explanatory and also quite justified and rational. But maybe wait until the kid is 25 and then move them over to an adult sort of setting whereby, you're still classed as a young person at 24. I'm 20 years old. And I don't feel any different really. I've changed a lot since I was 17 when I first contacted the mental health team, but I'm still fundamentally the same person, and it's sort of like the whole thing about diagnosis. You have to be a certain now. So on top of the diagnosis, on top of the diagnosis, then you've got to adhere to or meet the criteria for. One also has to be a certain age, and it so funny, right? If you went to the doctor's just the day before your 18th birthday, you would be seen by a child clinic. Yeah, if you go the day afterwards, 24 hours, you'd be seen by the adult clinic. And I find that ridiculous. Like, is there such a big divide between children and adults that they need two different separate services? I can understand it, but why does it seem to govern psychiatry? And I think it's sort of wrong. There's so many people out there disillusioned by the whole system anyway, and you put in age, so people are not only feeling guilty that they are themselves in essence, and feeling bad about themselves, they also have to feel bad about their age, and to me that's not very constructive for recovery, because you're almost, regardless of the criteria and diagnosis, you're already getting onto this sort of plane of too old. Like, say with eating disorders, it isn't too thin or too fat anymore, as well it is, but on top of that you have, oh, I'm too old now. And with adults services, they make you wait, they make you, you wait longer. Somehow when you're 17 or just 18, you are more sort of urgently, your need is more urgent. No, it isn't. A child's need is just as needy and just as important and just as urgent as somebody else who, say, 70, That's another thing. Old people, their mental health situation is in catastrophe, actually. Old people, they've been left in horrible situations, horrible mental states, and they're not even looked at. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to get my opinion across, because it's something I feel really strong about, and mental health is something that I'm very interested in, but also I am interested in other things. Well done, Mary. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, and yeah, this is me. Goodbye. Bye. Oh, I never know how to say bye to videos. Probably why I don't make any. Doodaloo.